Guys, I'm getting tired of this. It is only 4 months or like 100 days, less than 4 months, until election day, and Republicans are still struggling because of either poor choice of candidates, maybe they are bad at campaigning, or maybe the polling is just downright awful. So, recent polling has been terrible for the Republicans in Pennsylvania with Oz, and Mastriano for that matter, in Georgia with Walker, and it is still terrible in Arizona as it has been the entire time. And you have to admit that Republicans have done a few mistakes. Now, it's not a lot that they could have done about it. For example, in Pennsylvania, only bad candidates really got traction. Of course, Oz, there's many issues with him. The Turkish citizen thing, and the fact that he has had a primary with McCormick that's damaged him. McCormick was terrible on the issues. And then you go to Georgia, where you have Herschel Walker, who's a very untested product, and now are eventually crashing and burning up against Raphael Warnock, who is not a strong candidate. I mean, the Democrats just picked a random guy up from the street and said this guy is going to run for Senate, and they eventually won because straight D voting. So Pennsylvania and Georgia are really looking bleak. I think that in Arizona, Masters is going to probably win the primary, even though Lamont has been doing better, and I do hope Masters wins, but unless he can get his messaging really out, he is also in trouble in the general. But I'm mostly going to talk about Pennsylvania and Georgia today, because I'm really hesitant to move them into the lean Democratic column because I've had them lean red, so I'm going to continue to have them as toss-ups, but I am having New Hampshire into the lean Republican column, or at least tilt, because polling there is just better for the Republicans, and I don't think that the election results from the past are any good indicator. To be honest, when Maggie Hassan is only 4 points against them, I think the energy factor can really make a difference because frankly, if you are enthusiastic about voting for Maggie Hassan, there's something wrong with you, mate. Anyway, I have this here to show you what the Republicans could and or should have done in order to not lose their Senate seats. First of all, in Pennsylvania, the most electable candidate is Brian Fitzpatrick, which you see to the left. But I think Lou Barletta would be a better candidate because he would also defeat John Fetterman, and he has a much better, more conservative, more populist record. Same thing when it comes to the state of Georgia. Rob Woodall, a former US representative from the 7th district in the northern Atlanta suburb of Gwinnett County, as well as Doug Collins. Rob Woodall would probably win by a bigger margin. He is very conservative, even though he's not that sort of a Trump populist guy. And Doug Collins, well, he would also win by a smaller margin, but you know, he is one of the best US representatives, or was, I should say, because he is no longer in the House, and therefore would be a very good senator from the state of Georgia. Instead, you have Herschel Walker, and in the case of Pennsylvania, Oz, and they are wild cards. I have also added Rodney Davis of Illinois because there you can really only go for electability as long as any Republican wins in the state of Illinois. You have prevented that seat from going to the Democrats, and that alone is a gain. You can't really expect to get someone like Mary Miller elected to the Senate there. And even though Rodney Davis would probably also win, also lose, he would make it a lot closer, as would other moderate candidates. Anyway, since I did begin making this video, a few changes have happened. I would like to retake Ohio Put It Likely because of all the polling that is showing a Democratic win. And I am also going to, if the polls continue this way in the state of Illinois, move it into the likely column. Because there was a poll out that only showed the Duckworth up by 9 points against her Republican opponent, Kathy Salvi. So maybe she's not that bad. If we see more polls like that, I'm definitely moving it into the likely column. And I also seen more polls from Georgia that show Herschel Walker up in a dogfight with Raphael Warnock. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Now it's time for some more primaries in Arizona, in Missouri, and a few other places, Michigan. So let's watch the results with along with Red Eagle Politics, who just got his channel back, and with Real American Politics and the other guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.